like a geezer.
Wow, who would have thought that our own David Williams would pick something so difficult as one of the topics, anyway, of Alien versus Predator, thinking that you guys would all vote for Wolverine versus Deadpool, but you did not. You went AVP, and we're going to honor your wishes today by taking on this rather enormous challenge. But I'm thankful to say that I don't have to do it on my own. Of course, we have the whole crew here. Well, we have a crew here. Maybe not the exact crew you're expecting, but we have a crew and it is full, and let's go. Let's bring in our number one guy, David Williams. Hello, David.
That's right. Number one, baby.
That's right. Let's bring in our number 5 guy, but elevated today to 3, Gary Martin. Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. Is that, I didn't know Gary would be a predator collector. Wow. Well, our good friend Kelsey Shannon is still missing in action. We have heard nothing from him for quite some time. So we have called upon our guest host extraordinaire. It's Dan Lawless. Thanks for joining us once again, Dan, to save the day.
All right. Hey, has anybody thought to drag the swamp there, Kelsey? Or we haven't heard of him in a while. Maybe.
Why is that phrase funny? Drag the swamp.
Oh boy. So David, what possessed you to come up with these categories? I know you were celebrating. Do you want me to say what you're celebrating, or do you want that information out there, or are you like super private about that?
What are you talking about?
Talking about you turning a year older.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were celebrating your birthday was it Monday?
Yes.
And so I said, David, it's your turn to pick. And he's like, I can't think, I'm too full. And then like,
why is that different from any other day?
I know. Your wife's preparing these just incredible meals, and you're just
so I can't imagine birthday food. That must be
what's in the food.
And then about 15 minutes later, I get this thing that says, okay, Deadpool versus Wolverine, Alien versus Predator, and Kong versus Godzilla. And I'm like, okay, so basically what you're saying is this week is a competition.
I literally forgot that I even did it because I was like in a food coma. So I was going to come on the show like, who the heck picked these stupid categories?
When you came to, you realized something wasn't right.
So let me apologize now. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Aaron.
And that wasn't wild parsley in this food. That was something
else. I guess Gary and I will be the only guys allowed to pick anymore. I don't know. We'll see. So let me see who's in the chat here before we get rolling, and giving Dan a little bit more time, because Dan was last second. I always send out invitations to him and Corinne Kaiser Stone, hoping one of them will respond yes. And once again, it was Mr. Lawless that came through in the clutch.
What are you going to do?
Well, Kaiser's, it goes out early in the morning. Mine comes out the last 5
I know.
minutes before.
That's true.
Because, we're hoping for him, and then, all right, just
we'll
put
take
it out
Dan again. We'll take Dan again.
Dan is just perpetually waiting by the phone.
Yes, my hand's on the phone.
It's like, just call. Please, just call. I want to do it so bad. Okay, Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. John with no H is here. Corum. Yeah, hopefully someone puts a hot chick in the middle. So we know where his mind's at. Neil Orr is joining us. Thanks for being here, Neil. Let's see. Captain Bipto is here. Citizen Ronan. Bibliobob. He says, I've seen Alien. I've seen Predator. I've seen Bigfoot. I've even fed a few fish to the Loch Ness Monster. I've seen a Graybeards competition. Wait a minute.
What about claiming just chucking some fish in the Loch Ness pond doesn't qualify as feeding?
I don't think so either. Major Corn Dog is joining us. Repairman Jack, Bruce Sma Artist. Is that SMA Artist or just Bruce Sma Artist? Bruce Sma Artist. Happy to be able to finally join live after some time. Looking forward to receiving Kit Carter, Fearsome, and Nexus soon, and ordering Gary's comic when it is set to go. Thank you so much, Bruce. Appreciate all of that. Lone Star Vipers here. Pantheon. Spambot says, waiting for Aaron Lopez. Well, we were talking backstage, and time gets away sometimes. Randy Howell, all the way did I say Randy Hell or Randy?
Yeah.
Howell. Randy Howell, all the way from Canada.
You have a secret beef against Randy?
No, well, Randy used to be like always here, always every show. Randy was there, and then he just sort of every once in a while, and so it just kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but that's okay. He wants to know if I'm ever.
You hurt his feelings, Randy, by not being on the show every week.
But he wants to know if I'm ever going to shave this beard, and probably not. If I shave the beard, how can I come on the show? So, although it does bug me sometimes, I do want to trim it. But anyway, Wesley Gleason is here. He says they're probably watching Aliens, the best of the franchise, in my opinion. That is up for debate. I love Aliens, but do you really think it's better than Alien? It's a different movie. Alien is a horror film. Aliens is an action-adventure film. So...
Well, I was thinking about the movies, seeing those for the first time in the theater when they came out. When Alien came out, I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know what to expect.
Oh.
And I had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it was.
So the impact of Alien was much greater than Aliens, even though Aliens, I think, as a film was probably better. But the impact of Alien was you can't compare to that.
It was truly. I mean, how many movies do you actually go and see that are actually scary? Alien was the first time you watched that. That's a scary movie. And
just seeing the opening credits and how they spelled out Alien, slowly, that got me scared. So I was ready.
You were primed already before you even saw anything. Let's see here. Birdman Burr is joining us. He says, masked or unmasked predator. I guess that depends on how much time we actually have for the drawing. Daniel Russell is here. He says, Shane is streaming to sabotage Graybeards. No one can defeat the power of the Graybeards. No one can.
No, many have tried, but.
Yeah, this is the prime afternoon show.
84, baby.
84. What?
You have that on the title, 84, episode 84.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I don't know if you're throwing back to 1984. I wasn't sure what you're doing. I don't pay attention to anything I do.
84 episodes of Graybeards, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years is that?
A year and a half. It was. It'll be 2 years in December.
Wow.
How about that? Because first thing we did was Christmas stuff. Because we were doing. We did I remember doing the Grinch. I remember doing Krampus, and I think there was another one because we started in December, maybe late November. We're almost 2 years into this show. Corin Zenith is here all the way from Australia. Jay Dredd, Eric Boyd. Let's see here. Rand Arrington is joining us. How about that? I haven't seen Rand in a while. Well Read Comics is here. Bloody Drake, Henry Bemis. Okay, all right, I'm going to show what an idiot I am. Henry Bemis is actually the name of a character from a Twilight Zone episode And I haven't watched a ton of Twilight Zone because for whatever reason, when I was a kid, it was not on very often. I saw more Night Gallery episodes than I did Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I started watching Twilight Zone episodes recently because Graham is always talking about it, and Ron Garney's always talking about it on, our Star Trek show. And I'm like, I got to get caught up on some Twilight Zone. So I've been watching the first season, and there is an episode where Burgess Meredith is this banker who reads a lot and he has these really thick glasses on, and the character's name is Henry Bemis. And I just figured out that our friend Henry Bemis in the chat is actually, that's what it's from. And I didn't know that until just now. So
Protect those glasses. Henry.
That's right. That was a tragic, and that was the one thing. The Twilight Zone episodes are, usually people get their comeuppance. He didn't deserve
that was
kind of an ending.
Yeah, that wasn't fair.
Yeah, so, but anyway, a memorable episode for sure. Interesting that the atomic bomb would blow up everybody and everything except the books. Books made it through.
Yeah,
so.
Not radioactive.
No. Let's see here. Matthew has, did I say this before? I'm going to say it again. Contact me on Facebook, or you send out a friend request on Facebook. And I'm loaded up with my Macs. And as soon as someone drops, I will add you, Matthew. So don't, I see you there.
Is this going to be a regular thing with you every week? You bragging that you're at the limit?
No, it's just me explaining to the people.
Of course.
I'm not snubbing
I'm
them.
maxed out and, you're on the waiting list.
I just want people to know I'm not snubbing them. That's all. Hey, look, there's Dan the Pizza Man Genovese. He's back. Marcus Killigrew, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge. Now, Marcus Killigrew is always here. He's always here, and he's always here with information, and that's what I appreciate.
We count on Marcus.
That's right.
If Marcus didn't show up, would that hurt your feelings?
If it was stretched out over a long period of time, yeah, I would start hurting.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't miss him if it was just one.
And then you get a little jealous when you notice guys come in your chat, and they're like, okay, this person was first in my chat before any of these other shows. And then you see him start drifting over to other people's shows.
Yeah, you
don't
see
him in the chat. Yeah. And you're like, hey.
Yeah, don't watch anybody else.
That's right. Just watch my shows. There's Blue Boy is here. Blue Boy Comics, of course. Let's see. Who else we got? He's a Munster. He's a Munster, buys a lot of art. I like He's a Munster. Sean Allen for £2, which is a little bit more than $2. Hello, Beards. I hope Kelsey's okay. So do we.
Yeah. We don't have
assume he is, but you never know. Sleeping, how do you say it? Is it psychopathy or is it psychopath? It's not psychopathy, is it? Sleeping psychopathy would be how you pronounce that, right?
Yes.
I would, really?
Yeah, I think so. Psychopathy.
I would say psychopathy.
Is any comic book artist ever really okay?
No.
You're right.
Absolutely not.
There's no such thing.
That's an open question.
Even those of us who might appear normal have, issues that at least we're able to control them in public. Yeah. Some guys are just not even able to control it in public.
True.
So.
No, yeah, we have a lot of baggage that we hide.
That's exactly true. Craig69 says, I'm not here yet again. Why, oh, why? But you are here, Craig, because I can see you. Larry Stroman. Look at that.
Really? Larry Stroman.
All right, Larry, you know what? Now that you're in the chat, I'm hitting you up to come on next week. I'm just warning you in advance. So
the great Larry Stroman.
We're gonna bring Larry Stroman back next week.
Yeah, Larry, don't hurt Aaron's feelings by
and not show up. Yeah, next week.
Legendary.
Larry's thankful he's not here to have to draw Alien versus Predator. That's all I'm saying.
So he's thankful that he can't kick our butts. Sheesh.
Well,
you would kick butt on this.
We're gonna do a booty show, an all booty show again when he comes.
Oh my, what?
That's right.
Larry, you better show up.
Hulk Smash is here. Angela Curry, there she is.
Is that? Never mind. My filter kicked in. Wait
a minute. Maybe Larry's a ringer. I saw Alien Trice and Aliens about. Should we bring him in?
If he
wants to.
Yeah.
Larry, do you want to come in? I'll send you a link if you want to come in. Let me know in the chat. I'll send you a link if you want to draw Aliens and Predators.
You got nothing better to do
Yeah.
You
There's
know, it'll be great if you guys if Larry comes in, you go, "I'll see you later, Dan. Bye."
No, I wouldn't do that to you. You're the guest host. Larry would be the guest. See,
Okay.
you're the host. You're the host.
Yeah.
That would be funny though.
Deb Koth Schneely for £5 across the pond. Thank you. Have a great show, guys. It's my bedtime, but we'll watch tomorrow to see how Aaron wins. That's the kind of positive thinking I like to hear.
Can we once and for all clear up if this is a competition or not? Because you stopped that language that you
No,
on the auction you were talking about crushing David, and it's like, okay, that's officially a competition when you're talking like that.
Hang on a second now. Hang on a second. As I thought I made this very clear from the very first episode. It's not a competition, but if anybody in the chat wants to say how much they like mine better than everybody else's, that's completely fine.
Okay.
But today is a competition because we're all drawing the same thing. So how can it not be a competition? David has backed us into a corner. We are in competitive mode today.
Okay.
Gary, don't you understand? It's only a competition if Aaron's winning.
That's right. See, Dan understands.
If he's not winning, then it's like, this is not a competition.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cam is here. He says in the New York area, Twilight Zone was always on in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, we didn't get it that much around here for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Anybody? Randy Hall's demanding people hit the like and subscribe button, and I agree with him. Hit that like and hit that subscribe. Bretsky the Great is here. Headless Bourgeoisie.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Angela's super chat.
Angela. Oh, wait a minute. Larry's like, if I'm awake. Now, what does that mean, Larry? You're awake.
He's doing this in his sleep.
You're obviously awake, or you wouldn't be in the chat. So
he said, "This is a fever dream."
Well, this is not. You know how you put like white noise on when you're trying to sleep, and I think Graybeards came in.
Oh, so he's not sure if he's dreaming us.
All right, I'm going. Hang on a second. I'm going over to Facebook and I'm going to send this to Larry. And if he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, that's fine. You'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, the invite is. Still
What if we are?
Week,
What if we're actually part of his dream right now, and all he's got to do is wake up and we disappear?
That's wow. That kind of reminds me of an old Stanley, Steve Ditko, Tales of Suspense story.
That reminds me. Later, I had a dream that I wanted to talk about. I'll do it later.
All right, Larry. I just put it in your Facebook. Messaged you on Facebook with the link. So you are welcome to join us with all of
that would be like the ultimate snub if you don't join us today, and
that would be
don't join us next week either.
Yeah. Nomadaman is here. He says, "Them's fighting words." Angela Curry says, "For $5, there Aaron goes asking other guests in front of me. Shelby, we never knew you. Have fun drawing, I guess." Oh my God.
Yeah, Angela's disappointed again.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there'll come a time when Shelby will be on the show, and you won't be in the chat because you've just written us off. And that's
Angela, I'm guessing that this is not the first time that men have disappointed you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That's brutal.
Mr. Joker 1128 is here. He says, "If Twilight Zone is a steak, Tales from the Crypt was McDonald's of horror anthology series." I don't really look at Twilight Zone as a horror anthology series. It's more of a just kind of it's soft sci-fi. There was nothing. There was a couple episodes like Shatner, in the plane with the gremlin on the plane. That was kind of a horror episode, but a lot of them weren't. You had to go to the night gallery like Gary and I did to get the horror episodes.
Did you guys like Outer Limits?
Yeah, I like.
Oh yeah. I like Outer Limits better than what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Marcus, you can tell we're old. Marcus Gilger says people still use Facebook. Some do. Shelley posted some stuff on Facebook and got called a racist. So
I got kicked off. So again.
there you go. They can't handle
Honestly,
that
I
on their
hate Facebook. I don't know what it is about the platform. It's just I never get any response. I never get,
No, I never. It's terrible for drumming up business on your books too. It's like I never get any
Yeah.
response from Facebook. I do on Twitter, but nothing on Facebook. There's
Mickey, you're throwing everybody in the same boat. I think I'm the only one that uses Earthlink.
No, I do too. So
Do you?
Yeah. Captain Bitbo says kick Gary. Yeah, Bibliolove says don't use Facebook in the UK. You'll get thrown in jail. So you got to be careful there. All right, here we go. No Strowman yet, but we shall see. We shall see if Larry shows up. I think Larry's all talk. That's what I think.
He ain't so good.
Yeah. He's not
Larry,
Oh, you guys are going to insult him into showing up? Is that
yeah. Larry, you opened Pandora's box.
Right. Larry, you gonna let this white boy talk smack to you like that?
Oh my God. All right, let's do a little show and tell while we give Larry just a little bit more time to come in. David, what do you got? You want to share with us? Anything?
I have nothing.
That's like the opening to Tales from the Crypt.
Why is he happy that you have nothing to show?
I'm sick. That's why.
He's kicking it to me is why he's laughing, is because once again he has nothing to show. Okay, but I know Gary does, because Gary he likes to take every moment he can to promote himself. So I know he's not going to miss an opportunity here. So, ooh, look at that. What do you got here, Gary?
Ooh.
I finally got back around to working on my commissions list from my art book campaign.
About time.
Let me
Jeez.
just say something about this piece before you get going. This is the worst RoboCop I've ever seen.
Says you.
Start again. All the lines are all wrong.
So anyway, this is
Which
one
X-Men
of
is he?
one of the
That's
Dan, are
Cyclops.
you gonna make a crack?
Yeah.
He wanted to know which X-Men it was, Gary.
Okay. Here's another one.
Oh,
Ooh, Dark Shadow.
Barnabas Collins from
Yeah, so I'm
Dark
getting
Shadow.
I got a wide variety of requests for the commission tier on my art book, and I'm making my way through it. And so here's some latest examples.
That one's cool.
And I'm sorry, Aaron, what were you going to say?
I was going to say this is the only soap opera that I would watch when I was a little kid.
Yeah, me too. Although I still got bored.
Yeah, I did. It was like, come on, can we get to the biting part?
I know there wasn't enough vampire action for me.
Yeah.
And then I posted this last week.
Oh, the picture of Jesus. Yeah, that turned out really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did
you use anybody as a model for that, or did you just wing it?
Not really. People have been asking that. It's kind of a combination of a couple of different actors who've played him.
Okay.
So let's zoom in on the sweet cross hatching.
Yeah, look at that. Man, you're just. Yeah,
I really think you could create your own counterfeit money.
Yeah, he probably could.
Just give you a piece of paper and some green ink, and it's where you can.
Oh God, the amount of patience required to do that kind of work, and the mental control of maintaining your control like through that many lines is just remarkable.
Well, I have to admit, when I'm done with a piece like that, I'm exhausted, and I have to usually takes me a couple of days to ink it, and then I have to take a day off after.
Then you just light up a blunt and kind of mellow out.
Gary's on, what's a blunt?
Mickey, oh, he knows. He sells that stuff.
Yeah.
Mickey says, there's like this, for those who still listen to cassette tapes and own a flip phone. If I could have a flip phone, I would. I'm just telling you right now.
He's in the Portland area. You can't not know.
That's right. You have to know what weed is in the Portland area. There's like, remember like
You
these
drive down the street in Portland and
Yeah.
smell it.
Yeah, it's like Electric Lettuce is one of the places. The Chalice is another one. They're everywhere now. They used to call them what they call those head shops or whatever, where you
Oh yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
go and you could buy bongs and stuff, but you could that was legal, but you could not buy pot. So you could buy the bong. Made no sense to me. It's like, yeah, we'll sell you
Right.
and have bullets.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point? Headless Borsar Z says Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love. Of course, that was a gothic sort of romance comic, I believe DC back in like the late 60s. They're
So
actually,
what was the forbidden love part?
well, whatever happens in the Dark Mansion stays in the Dark Mansion, Gary.
Oh, okay.
But they had like Neil Adams covers and things like that. I mean, they were really, and they would do that like that gray tone stuff. What did they call that back in the day? Well, they didn't call it gray tone, but they would have that. It wasn't zip, but they would.
Craft tent? Craft tent?
Yeah. Yes. There you go. See, Gary's old enough to remember the good stuff.
Did
All
you
right.
ever use that stuff?
Did I ever use craft tent? No, I never.
It was awesome.
Is that the stuff where you put the chemicals
Yeah.
down and it would create that line
Yeah, the
pattern,
pattern.
right?
They had different patterns,
Right.
gray tone, and that was like printed on the paper. And then you would just use it like, Bristol board, and then you'd have these different chemicals that would bring out the different shades, and you just painted it on or line work or whatever, like wash, but it would come out like stippled or like zipatone or lines or whatever.
Right. The problem with that stuff was because Hillary Barta was still using that like 15 years ago, and it turns yellow. It ages really.
Yeah, I have some originals where I use that stuff, and the artwork is ruined.
Yeah. So, leg kick for $2. Should invite Graham Nolan. Lol. We've had Graham on before, and Graham he's still not set up so he can draw on camera. He has to like draw on his lap and show. But next time we do something like Star Trek-y, or maybe we should do the Twilight Zone or something like that one time, and I'll bring him back on because he loves that stuff. Or monsters from like Harryhausen or something like that, or all sort of stuff that's in his wheelhouse that
What's
I'm
on
sure
Dan's desk?
we're getting there. My God.
Ándale.
Okay. There you go, Dan. Ooh, that's cool. What do you got here?
This is a pinup from Battle Brick Road. Eric Weathers.
He was going to say Eric July, but he knew that
Yeah.
wasn't right.
Yeah. My God. Yeah, Eric Weathers, Battle Brick Road. It's his line character, and then and this particular one is these. These are going to be big, oversized prints included with the campaign.
Your penciling is so ridiculously.
Looks like
tight.
ink.
Yeah, I thought it was inked, and I said, "Did he ink something?" Then I saw the pencil lines up on the Spider's Captain America shield up there.
Yeah, I'm always offended when I see Dan do a piece like this that is not meant to be inked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What are you saying, Dan? He's saying you don't want people messing with your pencils, is what he's saying. I think.
Yeah. Back off.
Yeah, Gary, get away from me with that brush. What are you trying to do?
It sounded like Ren from Ren.
Hey, stay away from me. Hey, you look like you want to ink something. Get away from me.
You got that look.
Hey, back off.
Oh man. No, that's really cool. So that's you said that's going to be a print in the campaign, or is it going to be in the book? Or what?
Kind of like an oversized print. But this is actually, the Battle Brick Road is something that doesn't get mentioned enough because it's really an interesting and creative story. I think.
I think so too.
I think it deserves more publicity than it's getting, more attention than it's getting, because it's just, for one thing, the environment is an artist's playground. I mean, it's just. It's full of color and all kinds of interesting landscapes and structures, and then the characters are great. It's just a really, that's a kind of a comic book that if you get it, you go, yeah, I really, I can enjoy this visually, as well as the story. So
yeah, no, that's a great piece. So I assume, are you done coloring it yet, or
yeah, it has been colored, but I I could actually bring that up if I can. That would
Why
require me to
not?
find
Yeah,
it.
why not?
Who's
Hang
stopping
on.
you?
Let me find
No
it.
one's stopping you.
I dare anyone to try.
Well,
There's Robert Doan's Pills is here.
let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Green Laser's joining us as well. So, okay. I don't have much, but because I've been in editor mode and post-production mode, getting files ready and all that kind of stuff. But we are 93-year-old Nana is bagging these right now, and this is the actual Kit Carter sketchbook. It's got a nice what kind of cover? What I was going to say, not the matte cover finish.
Yeah.
Very nice. And here's a little bit. I won't ruin the whole thing. It's 32 pages, but we'll give you a couple here. There's a little introduction by me, a little reading material for you, some color artwork, a lot of pencil artwork, a lot of ink work. There's a variety of stuff in here of the 13 years of Kit Carter since when I created her originally to actually now we have a book at the printers, by the way.
Aaron, how fulfilling or satisfying is that to have that book in your hand after all those years?
Well, this is just the sketchbook. The actual book, when I actually get it in my hands, it's gonna be an experience because it's.
He's gonna roll around naked on all.
I am because it's gonna be because not only am I doing a soft cover, I'm doing a hard cover, which those are always extra cool because they feel special, and it is because it's limited edition. The hardcover is, so that's really going to be cool to kind of actually have that in my hands. Also, I want to just so if anybody's watching that is involved in this, in the gallery section of the hardcover only, we've got artwork by me, we've got artwork by Gary, artwork by Dan, artwork by Andy Smith, Irene contributed, Fraga, who am I forgetting? Anakin, I'm sorry, Neocon Eudofia is in there. So if you guys forgot that I already asked you if I could use that artwork and you told me yes, I'm telling you again, it's in the book and you already told me I could use it. So there you go.
Something I wanted to follow up on. Could you tell us more about your next campaign called Kit Carson?
It's a Western. Actually, it has nothing to do with Kit Carter, Planet Doom. It's a complete Western, totally different. There it is. Look at that.
Oh,
Fully colored.
Whoa!
what? Yeah, warm and cool. It's
Beautiful, man.
Go to. That's always works. Wow.
Yeah, this is
I
great.
love
It's
how
a fun
you sort
character.
of you've like adopted and perfected this sort of how should we call it? This sort of Frazetta-esque coloring style.
Yeah.
I just really like it how your use of color and stuff and the flesh and things like that. It's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. It's really though. Frazetta's really just doing traditional painting. He's really, when you think about it, he was trained classically,
Right.
and he's bringing all that. He brought out stuff into the comic book art that didn't really exist. So
Yeah.
Is this line character wearing Lycra cycling shorts?
yeah.
Well, he's got to stay fit.
I recognize those. I have.
You got some?
Yep.
Are you actually brave enough, Gary, to ride a bicycle? People get in
I don't
accidents.
do
with
much of
bicycles.
that anymore. I have a story I want to convey later that has to do with that, but not anymore.
Okay. Yeah. It scares me now. When I was a kid, I'd ride 90 miles an hour downhill and, jump over a ravine and not think twice. Now I'm like, I keep seeing people that are getting seriously injured by falling off their bikes like adults. And I'm like, I'm not going to.
I'm at the age where I try to avoid any activity where helmets are required.
I always, even when I was young, I was like, let's learn how to ski. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I want to draw and I don't want to break my arm and I don't want to get a concussion. I don't want to die. like Sonny Bono. You know, it's just so. I avoided a lot of that stuff. Oh, someone brought up
By the way, on
Kelsey.
this character,
Right.
just so people know, like, see, part of it's human and part of it's lion. So he's like that's why it's colored like that.
Yeah,
If you notice,
I picked that up, Dan. That he was part lion, part.
So I don't know the story behind that, but some kind of mad experiment.
That's a cool. That's just a cool visual.
Is he one of the mighty men of renown from the Bible?
Yeah.
That actually looks like Kelsey.
without the ripped muscles, though.
Yeah.
Now I was going to say Kelsey contributed to the gallery as well. That was the one I was forgetting. So, and he did get me that before he disappeared again.
The green laser says he's looking at a baby spider just off screen
in front of him. Yeah, it's like, he doesn't realize his mom's right behind him.
Ah!
Yeah.
Dad's Dead of Pop Culture, of course. Sonny Bono had a huge impact on Aaron's life.
And he also had an impact on a tree too.
Yeah, had a huge impact on that tree. Ouch! Too soon, I think.
Dan, you are on today.
Sonny Bono is George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree.
Wow. That's okay. Well, we're going to do our versions of whatever that may end up looking like. We're doing our versions of Alien versus Predator. And I am ready for this huge challenge. You can see no Larry Stroman. I just want to point that out.
Well, yeah. So he's giving us hope that he'll be on next week.
Well, yeah, I gave him, it's tough. I know it's tough to be put on the spot like that and have to come on and
draw
amongst professionals. We're waiting for Kevin Grievous to call David any second now.
Yeah, exactly.
Piling on Sonny Bono, Dad's Den of Pop Culture says, after Cher, the tree was probably a pleasure.
Damn.
Maybe he was just used to that, yeah.
And Nikki says, remind me never to pass away. Yeah, we talk nice about you now, but as soon as you kick the bucket.
That's right. When you're no longer a valuable member of the audience of this show, we don't care.
You're not going to use your overhead camera, Aaron?
Oh, yeah, maybe that would help, huh? Thank you for pointing that out.
So he's trying to cheat again.
It's yeah, that's right. I had something already done. I was just gonna.
Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't want to disappoint all the ladies,
That's right.
That's what Aaron's most concerned about, disappointing the ladies.
Did you guys ever see Alien versus Predator, that movie?
No.
Yes.
Didn't it kind of suck? Or am I
liked it.
Did you?
There was a lot of gaping holes in the story, but I still liked it.
Isn't that the one where they were they had this expedition and they found him buried in the side of a mountain or something, or
under the ice,
in a catacomb or something?
Yeah, under the ice.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There was a lot of cool stuff in that movie, but yeah, there was like a lot of inconsistencies with the folklore of those characters, and I mean, just weird stuff. But it was still very entertaining.
I wondered if just watching that fight scene at the beginning, the clip I had, it made me kind of think that didn't it kind of sort of cartoonize a little bit the whole franchise and became more of a I don't know, it
putting those two together.
Yeah, when seeing them fighting like that, and it's kind of it kind of takes the edge off what was a horror kind of franchise, and now it's sort of a wrestling franchise.
Well, that didn't happen a lot in the film. We don't see them fighting that much, so it was a point in the film that you wanted to see it because you're expecting it.
Well, that's what you go for, right? I mean, it is.
Right.
After all, it is Alien versus Predator.
Right.
If you're not,
that's the title, yeah.
If you're not getting if you're not getting a fight scene in there, I think you would be really disappointed.
Yeah, that's true. What a ripoff!
There was no aliens in this at all. But I did kind of admire the Predator's moxie, you know, because the aliens give me the willies, and it's just like they're like, yeah, come on, I'll take you on. I don't care, acid blood, let's go, you know, because it's just like their whole culture is, you know, hunting and fighting, and that's all they respect. And it's thought, yeah, I can respect that.
Daniel Russell says he wanted a RoboCop versus Terminator movie for years. That's a good idea.
Didn't Dark Horse do that as a comic?
They did a video game of it, didn't they?
I might have. I thought, didn't Dark Horse do Terminator RoboCop, like team up thing?
I don't remember that.
Like Simonson, didn't Simonson do that? I know he did something with RoboCop for Dark Horse. Simonson did, but I can't
I
remember.
don't think Terminator was. I could be wrong.
I'm going to look it up when I should be drawing, but now I've got to find this out because it's.
Torchbear Studio says yes, so I'm wondering if he's answering your question. Leslie Gleason says Frank Mill and Walt Simonson.
Yeah, RoboCop versus Terminator. There it is.
Is that Craig Miller? Are you on? You know him personally? You can call him Frank Mill.
Frank Miller. Yep, there it is. Simonson cover. Frank Miller,
Okay.
Walter Simonson. How about that?
Okay.
So we have confirmation. The question, though, is, to me, a bigger question. I guess we're not really talking about RoboCop, but I'm going to. Frank Miller's screenplay for RoboCop 2 is horrible. It's like, wasn't that his first screen credit?
I don't. I would rather not get into Frank Miller's failures in his movie making. They were legion.
They were epic. But, you know, I like to bring that up because I think it's important that people don't really realize, and comic book people don't really realize sometimes, that writing a really good comic book is not the same thing as writing a really good movie. You know, they're two different things, and you can be really good at one and not necessarily great at the other.
Same thing with writing novels. Have you seen
Yeah.
people who write novels and yet they get a comic book and they're too wordy. They don't understand the movement and the pacing and all that stuff. It's
Yep,
not
that's
bad.
absolutely true. Same with playwrights. I remember Marvel hired a playwright to, I think Terry Dodson was drawing it, because I remember him telling me this, that he was getting these scripts. Terry never would, you know, badmouth anybody, but I'll do it for him. They had the playwright doing one of these series, and it was just terrible. You know, and it might have been Wonder Woman, now that I think about it. Before I took over Wonder Woman, Terry was on there, and I think they may have had a playwright on there. And it's like, they just don't, it's a different medium, you know, they just don't understand.
It's way harder.
Yeah, I mean, no, go ahead.
I'm just going to change the subject just a little bit.
If you must.
Nikki, I am not going to answer your question because I know you have a wisecrack waiting. She's asking about the blanket on my couch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's a setup. You know it's a setup. Okay.
Yep.
So have you guys heard that story, rumor, half-truth, whatever, that James Cameron was sitting next to Stan Winston on an airplane, and Stan was trying to come up with a design for the Predator, and Cameron gave him the mandibles or whatever, essentially takes credit for creating the mandible look of the Predator. You guys ever heard that?
Nope.
No.
Really?
Oh.
Well, I guess I'll just shut up then.
We're not as nerdy as you are.
Well, I'm trying to remember if Stan Winston ever had a rebuttal to that, saying that's BS. I did it. I can't remember, but I bet somebody in the chat knows. And you would think that what are the odds of those two sitting next to each other on the plane, unless it was, predetermined, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, look, James Cameron's sitting right next to me on the plane. What are the odds?
You can, start a conversation with him, and then you can hear him talking about himself for the rest of the flight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, can you imagine though, actually being the guy you sit next to Stan Winston, and he's like working up designs on the plane for?
Yeah, see that would be cool.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
You go, I'm a comic book artist. Can I help? And then he's like,
Yeah, I'm sure he
and
has
then you
nothing
move
but
me, please.
respect for comic book artists.
Well, wouldn't you tell him you're a comic book artist? I mean, not like, hey, can I help you? But wouldn't you go, dude, I draw comic books.
I don't know. Someone like him, I don't think he would be impressed.
You don't think so?
No.
Look, when I went in, when my son went in for an interview with Legacy Effects, and that was Stan Winston's company, but that's what it evolved into after he passed away. And the guys were giving me a tour, and I'm sure they were thinking, why is this guy's dad with him on this job interview? And we were looking at some different stuff that was racked up, and like they had this huge troll thing. And he said, yeah, we took that to San Diego. Have you ever been to San Diego Comic-Con? And I went,
what's that?
I went, yeah, I've been there for like 30 straight years. I go, I'm a comic book artist. And they went, what? And so then suddenly I was like the coolest guy in the room. So.
And your son didn't get
they loved my son because he was actually an engineer and not an artist. And that's all they get is like artists all the time.
Awesome.
And they needed more engineers. And it was so funny because my son was like, they had like these really old, I don't know, like lathe type things. And my son is like, you guys need to replace this, and you need to get the software upgraded so you could. They were just like, because there's a bunch of old guys there, right? And
they were old school craftsmen.
Yeah, they were. And they were like, yeah, you're probably right, but we can't afford it and all this kind of stuff. But he was always trying to like get them to innovate and do, upgrade this. You probably should upgrade that. And they're like, yeah, we probably should, but they wanted him to keep working there, but they just couldn't pay him enough.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I have to interrupt. Mickey, see what you did now? The chat can't leave my poor blanket alone.
Well, I guess now you're going to have to address it somehow.
No, I'm just going to let it lie.
I think you should address it and then just take the shots. Take the shots. They're going to come your way.
I would just pour gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's not going away clearly now. It's kind of like, trying to backtrack on the whole corn dog thing. I mean, it's too late.
Yeah.
He's out of the bottle.
Yeah, I'm going to
now
say no
you
more.
revealed that you're vulnerable there, and they're going to be merciless.
Yeah. I'm going to let him speculate. That's more entertaining than the actual,
All right. Okay. I tried, Mickey. I tried. I mean, I'm always on Gary's side anyway, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's documented.
Oh.
Okay. While I'm thinking of it, I'm going to use this lull to talk about a dream that I had 2 nights ago.
Okay.
No, not 2 nights ago. Saturday night.
Is this like Larry Stroman dreamed, where he was
No,
but he wasn't?
Saturday night,
I just want to tell you in advance, it's perfectly normal for this happens to young men all the time.
Okay, and then I'll talk about dream number 2. I had a dream that I parked my car, and then coming back later in the dream after, hilarious consequences of different things, I couldn't find it. So I'm sure everybody's had this dream. The rest of the dream, all I was doing was walking around these strange neighborhoods looking for my car.
Yeah.
That was the whole dream, pretty much.
Wow, what a letdown. That's how you got?
The next day,
Oh, okay. There we go.
I went to my local farmers market in downtown Vancouver.
Mm-hmm. Those
Get
are good.
some delicious peaches, summer
Okay.
peaches.
Yeah.
And then I'm heading back to my car, and guess what? I couldn't find it.
Uh-oh.
And I'm wandering around with my bags of peaches. Where did I park?
Now, was that a dream or a case of deja vu?
No, it actually happened because it's at downtown, and so there's just lots of streets and unfamiliar area, and it's like, was it this street or is it? And I was.
Wait a minute. You live there. How unfamiliar can it be?
Well, I'm not. I don't go downtown Vancouver that often.
Okay. Let's make sure we're clear on exactly what downtown Vancouver is. It's about 3 streets.
Well, it's actually 4 streets.
Okay.
It's growing. It really is growing.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. It's probably twice as big now as it was a couple years ago. It's surprisingly, and the hipsters are taking it over.
Well, yeah, we've seen that coming.
Yeah, but so anyway, I'm walking around with my bags of peaches, looking for my car. So the only thing that wasn't accurate is I didn't have peaches in the dream.
Did anybody come along?
And,
Did anybody come along and help you when you sat down and cried?
well, I learned that older ladies want to help older gentlemen.
Ooh, they're moving in on you.
Isn't Peaches one of your hoes?
And I put her in a bag. Put her in my bag. So she can think about what she was doing.
Where's my car, bitch?
Oh man. Well, see, this is why you don't watch Shane's show. You watch this show.
Has Shane been on Graybeards? I mean, he doesn't have a gray beard, but
No,
He
he's
does not.
coming against us, man. Why would I put him on if he's going to treat us like that?
well, that's why he's mad and he's doing his own show. He's like, well, they're not gonna put me on. Well, I'm gonna do my own show.
So,
Well-
okay, Aaron, you're free to talk about Shane openly now.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say that
I mean, you're being diplomatic.
a lot of no. When we started doing this, and I started doing draw streams almost from the get-go because I didn't know what else to do, right? It was like, I'm an artist, I'll do draw streams. And everybody else would always badmouth, well, they're boring, and I would always get, decent audience to do draw streams. And then suddenly everybody's doing it.
Right.
I'm just saying. And, then we started doing Graybeards because, I would always have David on my show and we'd do like these drawing competitions. And I was like, let's turn this into a show, get some more exposure for David. And so it just started to be the 2 of us. And then Kelsey showed up on the first show and jumped in. And then David had the worst suggestion. He goes, why don't we bring Gary on? He can read the chat. And I thought, man, that might work. But now it's like I can't get out of it. Gary's here, so here
I'm ensconced.
That's right.
Aaron, by the way, Robert Doan says David's winning. Just, FYI.
Well,
And Pathmaster Dan says Gary drives a practical sedan. Not true, but I can see where you're coming from.
now hang on a second. Do you recognize your car when you see it, Gary? Does
It's not mine.
it look like other people's cars? You're just not sure. I had a guy I hope he's not in the audience, but I had a guy pick me up for a show. I won't say what show it was. And we were at the airport. He could not find his car. We were looking all over the place for it. He couldn't remember where he parked.
George Bear Studio says, Aaron, if you want to get rid of Gary, just take him out shopping for peaches.
You'll never see him again. I just won't let him drive because we'll both be lost. Oh, Dan, you really
now the chat's speculating, especially Nikki, is what kind of car do I drive? Maybe we should have like a raffle or something. Somebody guesses they should win something.
They'll win your car. Then you can get a new one.
No, nothing, maybe like a sketch or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Delta Apex Comics says Delta 88. That's very specific.
I got to get some. More reference here for.
How do you not look at reference drawing these characters?
Well, no, I've got reference, but it's like upper body reference and lower body reference, and the costume never really stays the same except for like the fishnets.
Daniel Russell is. I'm sorry, Daniel Russell, you're way off. Leg kick, you're getting close.
What, are you going to share what they're getting? Are you going to read some of that there?
No, they're just going all over the place. Green Laser says,
I'm trying to guess your car.
Agency Hornet?
Studebaker. They're trying to guess your car.
Those Hornets, weren't those like for fat people?
For fat people?
Am I thinking of the really wide car? Is that what the Hornet was?
No.
That was the Gremlin you're thinking
The
of.
Gremlin. Okay, sorry.
Oh, I thought those were cool when I was a kid, but I grew up.
Okay, his Headless Bourgeoisie should get the prize. He's wrong, but he says I would have guessed a GTO.
Little GT. Someone said Studebaker on there.
Yeah, I almost bought something like that, but I know they're just not practical.
What, a Studebaker or a?
No.
They're just not practical.
The Studebaker is the definition of practical.
Oh man. All right. Predator's got a lot of weapons at his disposal. They're very barbaric though.
Mickey, you are way off.
I got a question for Mickey. Mickey, did you go to San Diego this year? I did not see you.
I don't think she did.
I was a little disappointed. There was no Mickey sighting this year.
I think she saved a lot of do re mi.
Well, I didn't. I lost a lot of do re mi.
Oh, Nomada Man is very close.
What has he got? I know you're distracting me. 2013 Jeep Wrangler. Wow, okay. That's very close, folks. Very close.
Bronco.
He's got the OJ special.
Yeah, Bassmaster Dan is correct.
Does he get a free draw?
Cherokee. Okay. Bassmaster Dan says Cherokee. So what does he win, Gary?
Yeah, give him a draw.
Suzuki Sidekick.
Yeah.
April, great phase here.
You send me your address, I'll send you something.
He wins a peach, says Torchbearer.
Hit me up on Twitter, and I'll send you something.
Do you think the Predator gear is sort of like whatever someone draws it to look like? I mean, it's like one of those sort of
Nope.
Huh?
It's totally fixed. No, of course. It's all every Predator has a different outfit.
Yeah, they're all different.
Okay, cool.
It's like personalized.
Okay.
I think that was Larry.
Katie Did's channel for 5. Thanks, Katie. Appreciate you joining us. Hail, y'all. Dan Lawless, is good to see you. I hope you all had a great day, and I've really enjoyed watching your draw streams, Gary, while fixing dinner. Watching your draw streams, Gary, while fixing dinner. Are you doing like draw streams, Gary, while fixing dinner?
No,
I have
Katie, did you like
a cooking stream.
Did you did not? Did you do? Are you doing? You're not.
No.
Okay, let me read this again. Hail, y'all. Dan Lawless, is good to see you. Okay, we got that.
Good to
she's
see you.
cooking dinner.
It says, I hope you all had a great day, and I've really enjoyed watching your draw streams, Gary, while fixing dinner. Why do you, Katie, why do you think Gary's in charge? Gary's not in charge.
Let's get this straight.
Let's get this straight right now.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your comment.
Katie, I'm the
I always
host.
thought Gary was in charge. What do you mean?
Me. I'm the host.
Anything that riles Aaron is gold.
I just assumed Gary was in charge.
Oh my gosh. Dan, I thought you were my friend. This is the kind of crap I have to take.
I gotta keep it. I need to get cannonballed. I still haven't been cannonballed, but
Well,
How did we not get cannonball?
apparently not there yet. Got to keep them coming.
no, actually, you are there. No, that's for Dan. Turning on me after all I've done for him. Ridiculous.
I'm begging him to be on the show every week.
The last second. Sark says, so about that blanket.
This blanket is becoming legendary.
we want to know. Are there any good movies coming out here in the end of the summer? That's usually not a good time for movies, but this whole summer I don't think has been very good, has it?
What's that Kevin Costner Western coming up?
I heard that was horrible.
Really?
On that? It was like super long, and
I don't mind it being long as long as it's good.
I don't know. I thought someone. Is it out yet?
I don't know.
Because I thought someone, I can't remember who it was like, this movie blows or something. I don't know.
Chat, do you know what we're talking about? And is it out yet? Or has anyone seen it? The Green Laser says Gary uses that blanket to carry peaches and corn dogs.
It's kind of like a homeless
Nikki,
thing.
see what you started?
Oh my gosh.
Marcus Killigrew says that's because the left hates Costner.
Yeah, isn't he conservative?
I don't know. He said he was supporting, who's that chick from Wyoming that came out against Trump? The senator or whatever she was.
Haley?
No. The blonde, older gal from Wyoming. He was like supporting her, so I don't know. I mean, she's a Republican, but she's like a rhino.
I'm thinking
Liz Cheney.
Yeah, Liz Cheney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Then he's retarded.
she's not even
so
a Republican.
He may be a Republican, but he's obviously an anti-Trumper. So. Your sound effects are getting better, Gary. Katie did. Here we go for a follow-up for $2. Thank you, Katie. Blonde moment. My bad, Aaron. Okay. Thank you. I accept your apology. And your $2.
Yeah, but I am grateful because your beginning of that argument or beginning of that statement allowed me to get my first cannonball. So perfect. Yes,
I don't like the cannonball.
she gets the assist on that.
I don't like the cannonball people that are actually on the show. You really have to be rotten to get that. And so, Dan, congratulations.
I know, it's awesome. I still got this reputation I got to shed of being nice, you know. I mean, it's a lot of work.
That's right.
Got to focus, you know.
That's right. You can kind of let the veil back.
I'm too nice naturally, so I got it's actually hard work.
I used to have this. Well, yeah, he shows Jimmy shows up in the chat when he can, usually on the Sunday show. But he would always ask me. He said, "Aaron, can I get a cannonball?" And I go, "Well, you got to earn it." And he goes, "Well, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to say anything mean." So I had to, one time I cannonballed him just for being too nice.
That cannonball's become an honor.
Yeah, so I did cannonball him for being too nice. So.
Good. Hope for all of us. Yes.
Horizon is the name of that Western. The chat came through again.
Yeah, but can anybody tell us if it's any good or not? Has anybody heard anything?
They're talking about seeing the preview, so I don't think it's out yet.
Who the hell picked this category?
Yeah, exactly. Who was that? I remember getting that when you sent me these. I was like, "Oh no."
I don't even think I'm going to get my alien in here. I'll do that later. But I'll get the Predator guy.
Yeah, the Predator's cool. The alien is just gross.
It's like Dan is almost done.
Well, he's drawn like the size of a postage stamp. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, I am actually working a little bit smaller today. This day, the 11 by 14.
The rest of us are. You notice Larry Stroman still hasn't shown up, you guys? I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not.
That's why Gary was playing that chicken song.
Not only has he not shown up, but he went silent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, maybe you were right. Maybe he was listening to us as white noise, and then
Yeah, now he's
so he's actually asleep. Yeah,
he's dreaming about trying to find his car.
Is that he was probably like, is this real life?
Is this really happening?
Yeah, maybe he was coming out of the dentist or something like that, and he was.
Angela says, "Aaron, Shelby would have shown up."
All right. Good old Shelby. All right. Okay. The pressure's starting to get to me. I may have to invite him.
Do you have his contact information?
Huh?
Do you have his contact information?
I'm sure someone in the chat does.
Who's this Shelby person that you got? Who is this?
He invented the Mustang.
Shelby Robertson. He was an image artist, wasn't he?
Oh, okay.
Angela, don't get your hopes up. It's not a done deal yet. She's already celebrating.
Yeah, I might shut that down.
Just remember, Angela, Aaron's a dude. You expect disappointment.
That's right. That's what we're all about. Get your hopes up and then dash them. No, I was completely unfamiliar with his work. Kelsey is familiar with his work, but Kelsey never comes on the show, so I don't know that we can use his advice.
Well, he does live stream drawings all the time, and Shelby.
Oh, okay. So
he's pretty darn good too, actually.
Okay. See, I'm with Aaron. I have no idea who this guy is.
Which doesn't mean he's not good, or I wouldn't respect
that. Well, I mean, yeah, that's not. Take it for that statement for what it's worth. Because remember, I couldn't find my car.
That was always my problem. Even when I was working in the mainstream, is I never knew
couldn't find your car
because I never read any comics. I mean, just if someone oh, you got to read this, then I would go check it out. But I was just. Once I started drawing comics, I really slowed down in reading them.
Yeah, me too.
And I never kept up. And so I had no idea what people were working on. And even famous people, right, that everybody would know, Adam Hughes or something. I would go, "So Adam, what are you working on?" I had no clue. Because
how much comics reading do you do
now? Less.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's rare that I will read a comic.
But I've, if someone, I read, let's see, what was the last thing I read was probably, I just read Kit Carter about 18 times proofreading, so I'm pretty well versed on that book. I'm trying to think. I read the
That doesn't count.
okay. I bought those Conan books that are coming out from Titan. I've got the first 4 issues
Yeah, those are pretty good.
because I met Jim. Is it Zub
Yep.
that writes them?
Yep.
Is it Jim Zub? Yeah. I met him at San Diego. He was in my booth for a while. And we were chatting. Aaron Sparrow was helping me out at the booth, and he apparently Sparrow's friends with him, so he came by and got to talk to him a little bit. And but I really love Robert Della Torre's artwork.
Yeah,
that,
that's good.
That Usama type thing he's got going is just so cool. And so I read those, and that was a good read.
Yeah, he's killing it. It's great.
And I bought Gay Superman because, no, I didn't.
Because,
Yeah, we're all like waiting
fill
for
in the
that.
blank. Nudge,
Yeah, well,
nudge, wink.
those who know, Gary.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I haven't read anything from Marvel or DC forever.
Neither am I. I'm still buying collections, like if they're in black and white.
Right, the old ones.
Right. I don't read those, so I look at them, but to actually read a comic book, it's just CG books. It's never Marvel or DC.
Yeah, I've read. Let's see. What was the last thing I read? It was, I think, Graham's. It wasn't Alien Alamo. I mean, I did read Alien Alamo, but did he have something after that? Oh yeah, the Ghost of Matacumba Key. I think I read that. I know I read that. I was going to read Andy's core draft, but there was like just tons of nude stuff in the first couple of pages, and I was like, okay, Andy.
Yeah, it's clearly not meant to be read.
Well, no, just look at the pictures.
Right.
No, well, it's like, I don't want to be caught. My daughter walking my studio.
Right. Anyone walking in.
Right. So it's kind of like you have to have like that. Okay,
She comes into the studio, you're like, oh, nothing.
Yeah. Katie says, looking good, Dan.
Oh, thank you.
And she also likes your drawing.
Hey!
Whoa.
Oh, look out. No, obviously, Katie is favoring Dan, but that's fine.
Why is that?
She can do whatever she wants,
Yeah, there sounds like a veiled thread under that.
No, I'm just saying that.
Well, see, when you say "I'm just saying," I wanted to say to Mickey, I actually have one of those for my wallet, not for my car, but I do have one for my wallet.
What, those blankets?
No,
You
something
have a
else.
wallet blanket? What is that? Gary's having like private conversations in the chat the rest of us are not privy to, and I feel like
The chat knows what I'm talking about.
well, I know, but the rest of us don't. You got to share, man.
You sound disappointed.
Yeah, remember, some people aren't watching it.
We brought you in here to read the chat, not silently, Gary. Okay, Kate. Oh, Katie's back for $2. Thank you, Katie. Oh no, wait a minute, that's the one we already did.
Read that one yet?
Yeah, okay. Oh, Randy Howe for $2. Thank you, Randy. Andy will be heartbroken, Aaron. Well, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's nudie. So,
He just admitted, Randy, that he doesn't want to get caught.
yeah, I don't want to get caught reading a nudie comic, so I have to wait till nobody's home. You don't want people coming over from your church and then they're like, hey, what are you reading? You're like, nothing. Angela Curry for $5. Thank you, Angela. It says, Aaron, Shelby drew for Liefeld and could draw feet. My only hope is that Kelsey will be here with Shelby, but my expectations are low. Well, to be honest with you, I am kind of waiting for Kelsey to return before we extend an invitation to Shelby because he knows it. And that would be,
Angela's already fantasizing of like what that show is going to be like.
Damn, fantasizing.
Well, I've actually been thinking of guys that would come on.
Hold on a second. I'm not going to let that pass. You're thinking about guys that would say yes. So you're whittling down the list. It's like, nah, he would never say yes. I'm not going to ask him.
I mean, there is some reality to that, and it's not just that they don't like you, Gary. It's that they.
All right. Fair enough.
Normally they would say yes.
A lot of guys don't.
Fair enough.
A lot of people don't like to draw on camera, and that we've said that before. That's kind of the challenge, because we could get some big name people would come on this show for like an interview purpose, but
to draw,
most of them wouldn't draw.
Yeah.
Now I could, I should ask Bill Stout. He'd be a kick in the pants, wouldn't he?
He'd be awesome. I used to go to his life drawing classes at his house.
Yeah, I went once to that.
Aaron, do me a favor. If you do ask him, mention that I'm on the show.
Oh, that's right. He was pissed at you, right? Because you said, maybe
I don't want it to be a surprise.
Oh.
What? You're here?
Well, I always say I do this show with, David Williams, Gary Martin, and Kelsey Shannon, or guest host Dan Lawless.
Yeah, something like that.
L.E. New Dungeoneer, $2. Will Shelby draw Angela's feet? $50 confirmed.
He's already bidding on it.
Oh, yeah, we do a dinosaur draw stream with Stout. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
I've already asked him to come on my Sunday show because he's got Flesk is putting together a book of his work. And I said, well, as soon as you guys get that ready, let me know, and I'll have him on, and we can, promote it. But they're still putting it together, as far as I know. So, but yeah, and I gotta ask Simonson. I got to reach out to Walter and see if he'd come on, and
that would be awesome.
Is Walt doing much today nowadays? Or
he's still working on Ragnarok, I think. I don't know if IDW is still publishing. I think someone else picked it up, but I can't remember.
I saw some DC or Marvel cover he just did recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, so he's, I talked to Mark Bagley. I think I probably told you guys this at the Washington State Summer Con, but he said he's keeping, because I asked him what he was up to and all that kind of stuff, and he said he's keeping as busy as he wants to be.
good for him.
Because he's mid to late 60s, and he's kind of like, he just doesn't want to, he says he doesn't want to grind anymore. And I go, yeah, well, you are like the definition of grinding in this industry.
Yeah.
No, see, I have reached out to Kelly a couple times. He said he'd come on, but then he never gets back to me. So I'll try again.
Shoot, Mickey's already bidding on the blanket.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. What's my favorite blanket?
You're considering it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I am
Got
considering
this
it.
whole Linus thing going. Right? He doesn't want to give it up, but for the right price. Gary, are you ready to do your bit?
Sure.
All right. Well, everybody, it is. Let me get the intro here queued up, as they say in radio. Where is it?
Wait, didn't we already do that with those Peaches thing? Find a car?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't what. This is what what pisses off Gary. What's it called? Oh, we'll see. Here it is. Yes, it's once again time for What's Gary's Beef?
My beef this week, and actually it's been a long time, is people who wear those stud rings in their nose.
Okay, you just pissed off half the audience again.
Yeah.
I didn't used to have a problem with them. I never was a fan. I just thought that was, it's just kind of odd, but people want to do that. That's, it's
Well,
America.
that's what the culture in Africa. You hate African people or what?
Yeah, but this isn't Africa.
Okay.
This ain't Africa. Take that back to Africa.
Is that what you got from that, David?
This ain't no dang Africa.
Oh my god.
Hold on a second. I gotta collect myself.
Oh, that's David Williams for the win.
Yeah.
Oh, whew.
Going back to our brief conversation about bicycles. Some of you may know that I used to be in bike racing. I mean, actually, pretty heavily. I did it for years. Had some victories, so I was successful at it.
Cool.
What does that got to do with nose rings?
It's coming.
Okay.
During the summer, I don't know if they still do it, but during the summer, Portland used to have bike races in the evening at PIR.
Really?
The racetrack, Portland International Raceway.
Yeah, really.
And so I used to go there every week and do a bike race. And it was just kind of a open category, kind of thing. Anybody could enter. And they were fun because you're on the racetrack and the races weren't that long, and warm summer evening, they were fun. So I'm lining up for a race, and there was a girl that lined up next to me. And I'm thinking, oh, good for her, she's gonna try to race with the dudes. And it's like I noticed, we're sitting there waiting for the start. And I noticed, like, we were talking about something, trivial. And I noticed she had some big gobby thing in her nose. It was like blocking one of her nostrils. And it's like, well, that can't be good. She's going to be breathing, sucking in oxygen here pretty soon to block a nostril. So I, like a gentleman, excuse me, you've got something. And I was on her left side. She turned her head, and on the right side of her nose, she had one of those, ring studs. And the end of it was like a little ball, and that's what I was seeing. It was blocking her nose. So it was like when I saw what was in the nose, I was like, oh, never mind. And then I realized, from her point of view, I came off as a complete idiot. And I'm trying to be, trying to be nice, to help her. And then I had to avoid her the whole race after that.
You should have, like, when you passed her, the track should have kicked her over.
Yeah.
That eliminate the threat.
Yeah, but remember, this is Portland, so
Oh, true.
Someone having something like that, I shouldn't have been surprised. But ever since then, every time I see someone with one of those, it reminds me of what an idiot I was.
I don't know. I think the person with the nose.
That's this week's.
That's this week's What's Gary's Beef. Okay, so I want to count in the if you have a nose ring in the chat, please type in a 1. I want to know how many people Gary just offended.
That's a good question. How many people in the chat are sporting jewelry in their nose?
But here's the thing I always about those nose piercings is, like, what if you sneeze? How do you blow your nose? You know what I mean? It's like that would be a real problem.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, that could be a problem.
So just throwing that out there. Stuff to think about. When
Yeah,
you're
the
looking-
chat's
stuff to think
been.
about when you're looking for your peaches.
Randy Howe says 0.
I think we should ship them all back to Africa.
That's what Gary was essentially saying. I think David called you out on that, man.
Yeah, I would like to send all the white people that wear nose rings back to Africa.
South Africa, of course. But.
Cultural.
Let's see here. Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time. It's a little getting a little nervous about.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the chat admitting they have one. I'm expecting Angela to say yes. You know,
I've met Angela, unless she took it out for for public appearances. I've seen her. I know.
They probably got different rings in other places.
Angela brought me chocolate, so I tolerate a lot from Angela.
so that's Aaron's been like sneaking in these hints about how you can get on his good side. One is he mentioned just now bringing him chocolate. The
Chocolate
other
always works.
he mentioned earlier, kind of quickly, that he likes someone because they bought artwork from him.
Yeah, that's a
You know,
Money.
so these little, this is gold. You
So you like money and chocolate.
money, money and chocolate. Let's say I was on a panel with Frank Cho once, and he said, he goes, I mean, he was totally serious too. He goes, I care about 2 things. He goes, money and women. That's it. And so I'm chocolate and original artwork.
Yeah, okay. And I do admit I'm a little jealous that Aaron got some Angela candy.
Well, I
some
made
chocolate.
You didn't finish the.
He had to finish it.
Right, I got a little
Whoa,
Angela. Is that
hey.
what you just said?
Aaron
Yeah,
got
I-
some
I-
Angela. What?
I realized that sentence was going south.
You got
So tried
it.
to bail out.
you
You
can't
bailed out, you
pause.
bailed out too late. No, I made the trek to the Washington State Summer Con, and she promised chocolate, and she delivered. So, it's the only reason I went. I was like, I told Shelly, I said, if we go, Angela's going to bring us chocolate.
So there's only 2 people in the chat that Aaron likes.
Well, I didn't say I liked them. I just said that. I said it's you're getting on my good side, at least a little bit.
Oh, okay. I assume that's what that meant.
Well, you don't assume anything, Gary.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary, you got to make sure that you put those 2 sentences together faster next time.
Yeah, I know.
Or sometimes you can make the mistake go the other way. Like the other day, I was like, I said, I'm hungry. Where's my socks? And that was too close. Those 2 things were too close together. I needed more.
They're completely
At
different
least 30
topics.
seconds or something,
Yeah,
But I sent them back to back, and it didn't sound
Where
good.
what? You were going to go out to get something to eat, and you were looking for your sock.
Yeah, exactly.
starving to death. Where's my underwear?
One is preventing you from getting the other. And Katie Did is making a comment, Aaron. Oh my God, Dan.
Well, I like socks. They taste good,
No, I think she's talking about your drawing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Thank you.
women are interested in your socks.
In your sock
I didn't
fetish.
think so.
Apparently interested in
I thought she
bands.
was more
There's other
horrified
people
that-
on the show, Katie. There's other people on the show trying hard.
Katie, for God's sake, compliment Aaron.
I thought she was just horrified because I was eating socks.
No, she's clearly a Dan Lawless, fan. And
Creative Face says, Dan shoes on his socks. I've seen him.
Dang it!
Yeah, I want to
I
hear
left.
about
I
that.
can't leave the camera on anymore.
You tell.
yeah, how did that information get leaked out? My gosh, I didn't.
I'll say, Katie.
Yeah, you do a live stream and then you don't forget to turn the camera off and then you start
Yeah.
munching on your socks.
Yeah.
Katie
He has his
did not
own
take the bait.
live
She's
stream.
just saying, I'm sorry, Aaron.
What's that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Katie didn't take the bait. She's just said, I'm sorry, Aaron.
Okay.
Dan has his own live stream. It's called Only Dan's.
Only.
Only socks.
I wonder if you had a live stream called Nothing But Socks with Dan Lawless, how many subscribers could you get?
I think we should.
Thousands.
It would probably be a hit. You know, that's
I
how
think we
weird the
should
world
think
is
about
today.
getting Dan's socks and my blanket together.
Well, think about it. People post those like puppies sleeping videos, and like millions of people watch them.
That's true.
Well, Dan, if you did a video, if you did a video, Dan, of you like just folding socks with pleasant music, what?
Yeah, not dramatic music or rock and roll. It has to be,
like pleasant sleeping music,
I think
Katie
classical
did for $5.
music.
Thank
Classical
you,
music.
Katie. Katie says, Aaron, you're doing a great job. And Dan, please don't eat socks. Thank you,
Okay.
Katie. I feel better now. Thank you.
I'm sure I can quit anytime.
I can quit.
I'm not a big fan. I can quit anytime.
I just don't want to.
Wow, Matthew Muma is really. I'll just read it and not comment.
No, I'm going to bring it up.
Good.
There it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Dan's good, Dave's good, but Aaron's the best. Thank you, Matthew. See, that's what we're looking for on this show.
What do you mean we? You have somebody in your pocket there, Aaron?
Oh, I'm telling
We.
you. I'm just saying. That's just what we're looking for. Oh, my goodness.
Daniel's asking, have any of the artists ever drawn Radioactive Man from The Simpsons? Daniel, the answer is no.
I haven't.
Nope.
I don't think I have. I mean, I might have as a joke at like a convention. Maybe I have as a convention sketch. That sounds like really familiar. Like maybe I have actually done that, but never like in a comic or anything. What is Bill Morrison up to these days? Anybody know?
That's a good question.
He's
It's
always
probably-
on, what do you call it?
Living off his dough.
What you said, David?
He goes on, what's his name show?
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Remember where we did the sketch show on 4C?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he goes on there?
Yeah.
Like just to talk, or does he? I mean,
I think he does a couple of drawings or something.
interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't done that
Rita
show.
Faye just earned my respect. She says $10 confirmed, Aaron.
Who said that?
Rita Faye.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Hi, Creative Faye. Thank you for that generous offer.
How are you so quick with that? I mean, it's always like right there at your fingertips.
You've got to be prepared.
Now, have you guys had any chicks on your show?
We had
Irene.
Amy.
Ready?
Irene?
Yeah.
Irene was here.
And she's never to come back again.
Yeah, she did. She did that Skeksis piece, man. That was really good.
She did 2 pieces.
Yeah, she did
That's
too.
right. Yeah, that's right. She really pissed off David,
Yeah.
so we can't bring her back.
You were the one crying.
Oh no! I think you're.
I mean, you got to get an actual, not gray beard, but gray haired.
Oh, she had a beard. She wore a beard.
beard on.
Yeah, during the whole show, she had a beard.
Oh my god!
And she crushed everybody.
She did. That was a great piece she did. I have to
Yeah,
admit.
it was.
I'll get her back on.
That's a good idea. It's just overdue.
Well, we're gonna have to do.
Are there though actually, speaking of women, are there older professional female artists?
None that would come on this show.
There's lots of older female artists out there.
Yeah, like Ramona Fraden just passed away, didn't she? Or she's still with us? I thought she just passed away.
Who's this?
Ramona Fraden.
Don't know.
She did. Of course, Marie Severin's not with us anymore. Marie would be a kick in the pants to have on a show like this.
Oh yeah, we just talk about her career. Oh
Yeah.
Sequential Treasure says yes, she passed.
Okay. Because she was like 93 or something. And she was still doing shows up till just recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so ask the chat. Ask the chat. Are there older female legendary artists out there?
Well, other than I know I don't know any of them is a problem. Like,
Yeah.
Jan Dursema was, what's her face? Jolie, what's her name that did Catwoman? She's really good.
Who?
You guys help me out. Who drew Catwoman? She just did a thing for Billy Tucci, a she thing, I thought. No. She did a Teenage Mutant Ninja book, Turtles book, that Billy did one of the variant covers on. What's her name? You guys know in the chat. Her last name is Jolie, right? Joelle Jones. That's it. Okay. I knew something like that. Joelle Jones. Yeah, she's really good.
Thank you, Weston.
I don't know if these people don't really share our, same sort of political ideology views. And
Who cares, man? Why don't people we're here to draw.
I know, but they can't get past. A lot of these people can't get past it. So,
What about Julie Bell?
what, Boris's wife?
About Wendy Peeney.
I bet Wendy would come on.
I have to admit I was never a fan of her work.
Well, now she won't.
Now she won't come on. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Jeez.
Anytime. Anybody else you want to mention?
Seven sunk that idea.
No, I always thought she was overrated. I think she got.
Oh my gosh, okay, now she really won't. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Martin. Thank you.
Well, I dare not even say the next person I was going to say.
Really?
Okay, go ahead.
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about? He's the author of creativity.
Oh, I thought you were going to, crap all over his work too.
What does Gary think of her mom? Whose mom? Wendy Penny's mom? What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness sakes. We love you, Wendy. Even though Gary apparently doesn't.
Yeah.
That could be a new segment. Too. Who does Gary think is overrated?
Who does Gary think sucks? Who's getting right to
There's a gap between sucks and overrated.
Gary,
not much of one.
Conversations, private conversations, where he laid into some people. I was just like, dang.
Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, Tommy Two Socks says, I've never opened an ElfQuest.
I've never read it either, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't, have her on. She is sort of a legend in the industry.
Exactly. Her actual comic book story is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I know. I saw a video on her, on how ElfQuest came to be and everything they went through. It was pretty amazing. Are you telling me I'm boring, or did someone do a super chat?
Probably both.
Oh, somebody mentioned, Tommy Two Socks mentioned Jill Thompson.
There you go.
That could be a problem politically speaking.
Met her, yeah, she's way left. Met her at a Comic-Con. She's quite a character.
She's nice. I like her.
Who, Jill Thompson?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met her.
Yeah, I sat next to her once at a convention years ago in Toronto, and yeah, she's really charismatic. Really,
There
charismatic.
was some kind of display, like a kind of goth horror display. I can't remember where it was. It wasn't at the convention. It was at a venue we were having like a party at, and there was a coffin as part of the display. And she climbed up and laid down in the coffin.
Oh, I can see that.
Cool, a coffin. And she just climbed up on it, laid down.
Well, she was interesting because I remember her doing some Vertigo stuff, and I don't know that she was getting a ton of traction. And then she decided to go off and do her own thing, which was the Scary Godmother, and it just blew up. You know, she became a star. And you got to admire.
That's actually a really good character, and I you know, my kids and I, we liked the cartoons too. They were really good. They made some.
They did a cartoon of it.
Well, what was it? Remember those that animation house called Mainframe?
Yeah.
They made a couple of episodes for her. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, they're really good. The characters are really funny and fun, and really like them. I think they're kind of classics.
Studio says Jill Thompson attacked me online.
Well, you know.
Yeah, that's I think she's really left wing. So. I remember she was really disappointed to find out that Mike Barron was conservative. She goes, "I used to like Mike Barron, like not anymore."
Yeah, it's like now I don't like him because I don't like his politics. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
The Green Laser says, back in the day, we used to treat mental illness.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, let's be honest. There hasn't been a ton of women in comics, period.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you consider most of the subject matter. It's for young men. It's not for girls.
Right.
Most of it.
I would imagine you probably find a lot more in anime, you know, because that's for girls, you know.
Right. Oh, definitely. But I don't follow that anime crap, so I don't know.
Okay, see, yeah. I'm not the only one that how should I put this?
Now, what gets included in anime? I mean, I liked Lone Wolf and Cub. I liked Akira. Is that considered anime or?
Yes,
that's considered manga, isn't it?
Manga.
If it's in the comic, it's a manga. If it's
anime,
Are you talking about the comic or the film?
right.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not trying to. I'm making a. What's the distinction as far as like the style, the art style?
Anime is a cartoon that's on television.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying, do they?
And manga has a whole bunch of different styles, just like regular comics. So it's still under manga. Yeah.
Well, so is manga then just is it purely just Japanese comics?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. Because even though you say there's tons of different styles, I don't really see it. And maybe they don't see it in our work either, that there's tons of different, because they all. But
you don't see the different
Wait,
styles.
you can't see the discernment from Sailor Moon to Akira.
Yeah, but I still feel they have the same sensibilities.
Yeah.
So it all feels like it's coming from the same place, but it's just like a different take on the same thing. But I guess that's the same thing with American comics, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
well, okay, I do not like the manga aesthetic. I just don't. I never have.
It's because you're racist.
Wait a minute.
It's a little bit of leap.
Don't confuse me with Gary.
Yeah.
David, the way you said that, it reminded me of like a after-school special where you're just like explaining it very slowly.
That's because you're racist. Oh.
Oh, got it.
You know that?
You're all cool. Now I can hang with the cool kids.
Nikki's clearing things up. She says manga is not a style. It just means comics.
Well, okay, if you're going to go by the definition, sure, but it is a style. I mean, it's recognized as a style, and people use that to refer to a style. So,
Yeah, because like if an American artist such as ourselves go over there and say, "Yeah, we're going to do manga books," and we draw exactly the same way, we wouldn't be accepted. They say, "Get out, Negro." I mean, they say, "Get out."
Oh my goodness. Okay. See, you don't get that on Change. Well, actually, you probably do get that on Change channel.
Yeah.
No.
What has Shane got to do with it?
Well, I'm just giving people reasons to watch our show if Shane's
Oh,
streaming
okay.
against us. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Reason number 4.
You get racism over here.
That's right. Well, this is the understanding of racism.
Yeah, that's right. We're clarifying things. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, we're not promoting anything. We're just clarifying, defining terms, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said that thing about the nose rings.
Yeah, well, that was racist.
Wait a minute. David's the one who said that, right? So, Gary,
Maybe because he loves when Americans tell her what manga means.
well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're not only we're appropriating culture, but we're also mansplaining, which is like two strikes against us.
This is too complicated to finish.
Your problem. You started it.
I told you.
It's looking good, David.
Yeah, thanks.
It is.
No, it's looking good for something that's about an eighth of the way done.
I mean, it's still better than yours, but it's still difficult.
We shall see. I've only got one character done at this point, so I'm we're almost out of time.
How much time do we have?
Well, as much as I need to finish this.
No, I need numbers.
Probably about 20 minutes, maybe.
Oh, there's no way I'm finishing.
Oh, don't stop. See, that's what you do. You go, I'm not going to finish this, and you just stop.
I'm not stopping.
Okay, all right. Thought
Are you
maybe
telling me?
Wanda was bringing some food in or something. You're like, okay, I'm done.
No, I ate before.
Okay. We have a huge audience at the moment. You guys, please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, so that we can continue to grow this show and take on all comers like Shane Davis and others who try to stream against us.
We got a insult and compliment from NPC Oasis.
Uh-oh.
Freaking boomers, man. You got to love the best generation of all time. Always wrong about lots of things.
I'm trying to figure out
you
that.
say. That's what. Wait a minute. Where is that?
Did we get insulted? Or
Oh, but no. But he comes back strong and says, "But always full of wisdom and insight." So I'll take that.
Okay, so yeah,
I was gonna blow him up.
Yeah,
backpedaling. He realized what he had done.
yeah, he didn't want that smoke.
Moromi's like, Aaron, did Aaron not send the link to Shelby? I have not sent the
Not
link
yet.
to Shelby. That is
Not yet.
that is true. Not yet. Yet.
Angela thinks it's a done deal, but you know.
I did send it to our I thought was our friend Larry Stroman, but I guess he's not our friend anymore.
Now he's blacklisted.
Yeah, he's not.
I thought he was our friend.
I thought he was, but we'll give him another chance next week. See if we can lure him in. And then I guess we'll have to go with Shelby.
Thought you were going to wait for Kelsey to bring in Shelby.
Well, maybe I'm being optimistic that Kelsey will be back in 2 weeks.
We still have him on if Kelsey comes back.
Graham did a nice interview with Larry a couple years ago, so I don't know.
Quit promoting other people's shows.
Dan, didn't you draw a tree last week?
Yeah, that's a go-to thing.
It's easy.
We're alien. It's not.
You got a predator in a tree, but no alien. Come on, man.
The alien is going to be down here.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
It's kind of sneaking in. It's going to be like hidden.
Okay.
Great FA says, We understand, Aaron. Manga. Hold on, I was scrolling. We understand, Aaron. Manga wasn't part of your generation. We understand.
Thanks. See, she gets me. April
That's not
gets-
true. It was a part. It was there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm with Dan. I remember Lone Wolf and Cub with the Frank Miller covers, and I was kind of intrigued by that. You know, the samurai stuff looked kind of interesting to me.
Mickey's clarifying. Aaron is a manga hater. That's why I didn't attend the San Diego Comic Con.
Okay, well, as long as I can't deny that. So yeah, I am indeed a manga hater. I'm not a manga tolerator. I am a manga hater. Manga, whatever.
Yeah, I
I
have
don't
to
know
send you
how
to
say it.
re-education camp.
You're gonna have to, man, because I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I tried. David and Gary tried to get me to watch stuff.
And we gave up on that.
It was like Clockwork Orange, you know. It was like I was trapped in this theater watching manga with my eyes pried open, and it still didn't work.
I sent you Miyazaki. I sent you Lupin. I sent you some really great stuff, and you're just like,
Wait, you didn't like Aaron? You didn't like Miyazaki?
Who's that?
That's
see,
the
see.
Yeah, Dan.
Hang on now. I
Dan, you're
watched.
wasting your time.
I watched Somebody's Castle.
House
See?
Castle. House
That's
Moving
it.
Castle.
I don't know. What did I watch, David? You
House
said-
Moving Castle.
Yeah, House of Moving House.
No, it wasn't House of Moving. It was that guy that it was the thief that tried to break into.
That
the
was
castle.
Lupin. That was Lupin.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
See?
What's the one with the airplanes? Porco
It was
Porco
fine.
Rosso. Yeah.
Rosso.
Porco
Yeah,
Rosso.
that I love that one.
Yep.
I just can't get by the style. I just don't like the
Yeah.
animation style, the character design. I don't like the way that stuff looks. And so the movie may be good in and of itself. I'm not suggesting that, but I just don't like the way it looks. And the only manga that I like is not really manga, so it doesn't count. But the Avatar cartoon I love, The Last Airbender. That's kind of like American manga, right?
He's an American.
Do you guys not like that? I love that show.
No.
You didn't like it? Really? Okay. Well, see. You guys are, I guess you're kind of like, I don't know. You guys are more cultured. I don't know.
Got that right.
The Castle of Caligistrano. That's the one. That's what I watched.
Castle Cagliostro.
Whatever.
See?
Castle of Cagney and Lacey, whatever it's called.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Now, the last Airbender, is that the last person to leave the bathroom?
Are you? You guys, you really didn't like that? Okay. No.
No,
I
it
never
wasn't
Chris, Evil One for $2. Thank you. Says seeing Alien Romulus tomorrow. Want that pred art?
That's
We're providing you
we got
multiple
tomorrow?
predators right now, man.
yeah. Does anyone know anything about that? Is that going to be any good?
It looks nasty, but that doesn't mean it is. It looks really kind of creepy, and now there's face huggers flying all over the place. Ooh. That's got to be the creepiest thing ever created for film, is those face huggers.
And they can leap at you.
I know they're like,
You know, like jumping spiders creep me out.
Yeah. Oh god.
You're gonna crush their lives into oblivion, and then they leap at you, and then like run away screaming like a little girl.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to some Aussies, came by the booth at San Diego, and they were talking about the huntsman spiders, and those are like really big spiders. And he says, and the thing that's really bad about them is, they're not poisonous. He says, but they jump, so they could like, you could jump on me. It's like I would die. That would be it. My life would
Oh my
be over
God,
with that.
my wife would freak.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know how the wife or the girlfriend, there's a spider in here, get him. And so, you get your paper towel and you march in there like He-Man, and then it jumps, and then you
Yeah, well, it's as big as
you
your
run
fist.
away screaming.
That's the thing. If it's as big as your fist and then jumps at you, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that little video clip? It was like, it's not a meme, but it's like a little. I don't even know what the terminology would be, but it's a little video, and this guy, it shows like this big spider on the wall, and this hand comes in with a glass, and it tries to pin the spider, but the spider jumps and gets away, and then it shows these. It never shows the guy, but it shows this person packing his bags. Then he gets into the suitcase, leaves the house, goes driving to the airport, gets in a rocket ship, shoots up into space, and then blows the Earth up with a laser gun from up out in space.
Did not see that.
Very funny. And you know we would all do that. It's like your wife comes in, or your daughter, in my case, and they kill this spider, and you try to kill it, but it's up on the ceiling, so you can't really reach it. So you're trying to, and you just barely, and you tip it, and it drops on the floor, and you can't find it in their room, and then just like, I'm not sleeping in there.
Yeah, it's like it like dematerializes right before you.
Yep. And you can't
Then you have no idea where it is.
And I always tell my daughter, I'm like, Samantha, that's the one spider you see. There's probably 50 of them crawling around in this house right now that you don't know about. So just,
the one you see is just the scout.
That's right, tip of the iceberg.
That's
They'd be
not
crawling all
helping.
over you when you go to bed.
Yeah.
Aaron, you don't know how to help these situations very well, do you?
No, well, I always get annoyed that I have to go in and kill the spider, and it's never within reach. I got to climb up on stuff. I'm an old man. If I fell trying to kill a spider, come on.
I just have this fear of critters like landing on my face when I'm asleep.
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody has that.
And I had a friend when I was in college. She told me that this was in San Jose, that she woke up one morning and she felt something on her face.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to hear anymore.
This is in San Jose. It's not like, anyway, she reached and grabbed it, and it was a frog.
That's hilarious. Who told me this story? I can't remember who I was talking to, but these girls were on I think a missionary trip or something. Or, no, they were attending some sort of Bible thing in Australia, and they're all sleeping in this house, and out in front of the house was this grate, and this lizard head, snake head, kept sticking its head out and looking, and they thought it was this big old snake. So these Australian guys just lived right next door to them or down the street, and they would get these Australian guys who were used to this stuff, right? And so they went and grabbed this, and it turned out to be like a big kind of like skink, lizard, not a snake. And so they got him out of the sewer and threw him in the yard, whatever they did with him. And then so this girl, one of the girls, had to sleep in the garage because there was not enough room in bedrooms in the house. So they set up this makeshift thing in the garage for her. She woke up one morning and that skink was like laying on top of her. He was like breathing, and there's this, there's probably 12-inch skink laying on top of her.
Wow.
my goodness.
I would think it's pretty cool if I woke up and there was a lizard, but
The guys
snake,
made these
not
girls
so
sleep
much.
in the garage?
well, no, all the girls were staying in the same house, but somebody had to sleep out in the garage. I mean, they had it like made up to be like a room, but it was in the garage, so it was not as protected from the wildlife as inside the house would be.
He's a monster says, wait, dear diary,
Yes.
get it?
No.
No, I don't. Did that just go over my head? What are we talking?
Yeah.
Explain it to me, Gary, because obviously.
Never mind. Monster, I appreciate your humor. I was I took a trip to Brazil to talk to the people that translated and published my inking book in Portuguese. And I went to a church service, and right in the middle of the sermon, I noticed this big lizard crawling up the wall.
Holy shit.
And not a single person even batted an eye. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, stop the sermon. There's a lizard crawling on the wall.
Oh.
And no one, I mean, it's just, you know. And so when the service was over, of course, you know, hey, didn't you see that lizard? They're going, yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
I was like, well, there's a lizard crawling in a wall at church, and it's like, hey, it's Brazil. I was like, oh.
Well, I was listening to Margot
It
Robbie.
wasn't some jungle, you know, church. It was in a city.
I was listening to Margot Robbie doing an interview.
It says the lizard wanted to hear the gospel.
That's right. I was listening to this interview with Margot Robbie on like Tonight Show or something, one of those shows like years ago, with pre-Barbie. And she was talking about, you know, 'cause she's from Australia, and like her mom, because they were talking about all the weird stuff in Australia, creatures and stuff in Australia. And she's like, yeah, her mom called her one time, and her mom said she was literally wrapped up with not a python because they have fangs, but one of the constrictor snakes, big one, just was like wrapped around her arm and halfway around her shoulder, you know, and she was fighting this thing, and she's going, will you give me a hand with this? Because she found it in the house or something. It snuck in the house, and they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So they fought with the snake and threw it back out in the yard or whatever because they're just used to it. I was like, oh my gosh, that would be it for me.
Yeah, I started hearing stories, you know, we started talking about this, that this person that I was with said that every time she visited her folks, her mom's house, they had like bats flying around in the house.
No, thank you.
And the mom just doesn't even pay attention to them.
Bats?
Bats.
I mean, that's, you know, like you're talking about potential rabies there or something. That's a little bit more than. I don't know if I would be on board with that.
Yeah.
Where does she live?
Brazil.
Oh, this is Brazil. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so weird to me because even if you were in America, you know, even if you had a bird flying around your house, you wouldn't just ignore it. You know, you'd like try and get it out of your house, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But in Brazil, if they have bats, what the heck? Let's eat dinner. They're hanging over the table like lamps, you know.
Oh, there goes Boris.
Oh, Boris the Bat. Wait, wasn't that a Dark Horse comic?
Boris the Bat. There you go. Another golden idea from the House of the Presti.
Gonna do Boris the Bat. It's perfect.
Yep.
It's like this little vampire bat. You know, I like it. I'm gonna do that in all my spare time. I got nothing else going on. I think I'll do that.
Like Mickey. Okay, sequential treasures. What does Gary's blanket think about bats?
Oh, that's what it's there to capture bats.
Ah,
Yeah,
now we get
to capture bats. That's what it's for.
Oh my gosh. Well, you can't get this kind of comedy gold anyplace else, folks. That's what I'm telling you.
Right.
Evil One, $100 confirmed for Aaron's Predator. Prove to me it's worth more than your infamous Witchblade. Oh my gosh, Chris, that's brutal.
We were talking about that in the green room.
I'll give you
Oh,
more.
Evil One, your timing is perfect.
Oh gosh, that was funny. Well, it's not done yet, so hang on to your horses. You might want to go up to 125 after you see what I've got in store.
You mean there's more?
But wait, there's more, Gary.
We can't tell what's going on in the bottom.
I know, it's on purpose.
I really like that Predator figure. It kind of reminds me of Chris Warner.
Well, you know, you know what? Chris is an incredibly underrated artist.
Yeah, I agree.
He is really good.
Yeah.
He just didn't draw that much.
Mm-mm. He admitted to me that he doesn't like drawing. That it's just, he thinks it's too hard.
It is, but it's kind of satisfying, though, don't you think? You get through with a really, you know,
When you're done and you like what you've, yeah, but the process can be painful.
Oh, it is. Look at David quit. I knew he would.
Just like people think I like to crosshatch.
Well, clearly you do, or you
I
need
hate
to do it.
crosshatching. I really don't like it.
Then why do you
But
keep
I like the result.
Okay, I got you.
I didn't quit. I'm looking for reference.
Okay. It's the challenge too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I love painting, but I hate painting because I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't feel like I know what I'm doing, and yet the challenge of doing it, and then if you pull it off, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know?
It's that feeling is addicting.
Yes.
And you know what, it's even, tops that feeling off is when somebody buys it.
Yeah, and then you're like, ooh, someone actually really likes this too.
Right. It's the best compliment you can get.
Or someone you respect in the industry, art-wise, goes, hey, I saw that piece you did. That was really cool. You're like, really?
I still think somebody buying it is a better compliment.
I did a piece, a John Carter Mars piece, and that I sold to Jim Reed, who's used to be a really big art collector. I don't think he buys that much anymore, but
That's because he bought everything.
I know he owns everything. But I did this John Carter piece in pencil. It was actually Deja Thoris and Tars Tarkas. It's one of the nicer pieces I've done. And I remember Stout just like seeking me out because I think Jim Reed had it and was showing, he had it in his portfolio and was showing around. And Stout came up to me. We were out in the lobby of San Diego and said, hey, I saw that piece you did. That was really cool. And then that's a nice feeling, right? When someone does that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But what I would have thought was, okay, Stout clearly was trying to avoid an awkward moment, and so we came up with like,
Oh my gosh.
I'll just tell him I saw some of his art and I liked it.
Oh no. He came up to me, so he created the awkward moment, see?
Well, here he is. I'm not going to, he's going to see me. I'm going to have to say something to him.
Okay. No.
Okay. I'm sorry I tainted your story.
No.
You're right, though. You're right. When
I expect
someone you respect, yeah, I agree.
I expect that sort of behavior by you. So it's no surprise.
How do you feel when your fellow artist buys your stuff in an art?
Yeah, even right.
Like when
Well,
when Adam Hughes bought my painting.
See, I knew this is where he's going, and David's because David, I bought a ton of David's work, so he's kind of like, yeah.
So, Aaron, did Adam buy any of your stuff?
Adam?
Yeah.
Buy my stuff?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Okay. What do you mean, not really?
I was trying to soften it a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, see, even better compliment. He didn't buy it. He stole it.
Yeah, there you go. He's like,
No,
you go to jail for it.
I'm still waiting for Adam to be impressed by anything I do.
Oh,
No,
I thought you were going to say, I'm still waiting for him to send me the money.
No. If he ever buys something from me, or really goes out of his way to go, oh, that's really nice, I will let you guys know.
Okay.
Art Adams bought a piece of mine from me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was inked by Kevin Nolan.
That's right. I knew.
Yeah, the harsh truth comes out. It's too bad.
Still, I was a part of it, sort of.
It's like I did the layout for him. He laid it out for him, right?
And he kind of fixed it, but
Dan, when was this?
in the beginning of my career, it was like one of the first things I did for Marvel, Strange Tales.
Would you share how much you sold it for?
I don't remember.
A couple $100 probably.
Yeah, a couple $100.
Yeah.
It's probably worth thousands now.
Yeah.
Sequential
He pulled out
Treasure
this big
says,
wad of cash.
87.
He's a wallet full of bills. Like, whoa.
Sequential says 87.
Yeah, you definitely only sold it for a couple $100 back then. Art was affordable back then.
Yeah. I remember Dunbar used to hang out at the DC offices when I was inking Blue Devil. Scott Dunbar.
Dumb Bear.
Dunbar, okay.
No, it's Dumb
He used to
Bear.
hang out at the DC offices before. I mean, he was an original art dealer back then when I was inking Blue Devil, and he knew like Fridays was original art day, and he would offer me $35 a page for Blue Devil originals, and I was glad to get it.
That's
And I've
great.
seen Blue Devil pages online, like on eBay, and I can't afford them now.
Yep.
I want to buy them back. I can't. They're too expensive.
Seriously, is Paris Cullen stuff considered, that, or is it just
Well, that
vintage?
time period. We're
Yeah.
talking like what, mid 80s.
I'm still hoping that sludge becomes classic and becomes valuable. Although I don't have any of the work left, so it's like I have very few pages.
But you still have some.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't have any.
Man, what
Go ahead.
what is this bullshit you doing?
Yeah. Who's that goofy character there?
He's
We don't know
drawing
who that is
E.T.
yet.
He's gonna have him killing E.T.
It said Alien versus Predator. It didn't say what alien.
Is that E.T.?
Yes, that's what I just said. He's killing an E.T. Man, you jive sucker.
Wow.
You officially lost.
I officially won for my cleverness.
Nah,
Okay, chat.
take back that $100 offer.
Yeah, you haven't gotten any positive reaction so far, Aaron, in the chat.
See, it says like Angela Curry called you a monster.
Okay, well,
Wait if they said she's never going to watch the show again.
I was going to have him holding up the dead carcass of ET, but I thought, well, maybe I won't do that.
You're not going to sell that.
Oh,
This one, that Predator figure is very strong, so it doesn't really matter what's on the bottom.
hey, this is the kind of stuff people love.
Okay. Anyone in the chat, so far it's all negative. Anyone in the chat, I'm serious. I want to see one person in the chat
Creative
be
face.
honest and tell me they love what Aaron is doing here.
Creative face says, yes, Aaron won. It's cool and funny.
Thank you.
And she snapped her fingers.
She knows. She knows. Guys ruined it.
Man, Dan came correct. Look at him.
Yeah, but
Boy,
isn't that-
Aaron, you're getting hammered.
Hang on a second. Where's ET? Yeah, exactly.
You are getting, I've never seen this before. You are getting hammered.
Dang. Sequential treasures. I love that Aaron has ruined our childhoods.
Evil, you ruined that piece, Aaron. Hope it was worth it for $2. Yeah, but I got $2 out of you.
Yeah.
Look at there. See, he gets it. JB Styler. I can dig it. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of vague.
Yeah. That
Angela Curry. Only people with nose rings would like what Aaron is doing.
Well, Angela, I tipped my hat. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, you guys, it's all about having a good time, you know. I used to love E.T. the movie. Now I can't stand it. It's so
Yeah, I agree. It's yeah. I never loved it, but I like it a lot less now.
I
it's
only saw
just
that movie once.
it's so over sentimental.
Yeah.
And you know, it was originally the original idea was it was gonna be called Night Skies, and it was about evil aliens. And Rick Baker was the guy that was doing the alien designs, and then him and Spielberg got in a fight about something. I can't remember the details. And so that's when we got Carlo Rambaldi designed the E.T. character, which I thought was quite frankly a horrible design.
Turn it into AI.
Huh?
You just turned into AI, Aaron.
We
Yeah,
couldn't hear you. Say it again.
Oh, which part?
All of it.
The point you were making.
The point was that Rick Baker, you heard the part about Night Skies, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And the fight.
Rick Baker and Spielberg had a falling out. And so Baker got fired off the project. And then Spielberg called Carlo Rambaldi, who designed this E.T. character. And I still think it's a horrible design. It's terrible. But, you know, one of the biggest grossing films of all time. So what do I know?
Yeah.
But I do think it's completely over sentimentalized to a point of being silly at points.
Well, yeah, I mean, watching that as a kid, you're rooting,
Yeah.
you know, E.T. to get away. You watch it as an adult, and you hope he gets caught.
Yeah. Kill that thing. Yep. So, well, I mean, this is actually a strategy because I knew I couldn't get all of this done on the show, and I'm getting a little irritated with myself of not finishing the pieces on the show. So I thought, how can I get this piece done? And then I realized the phone home would be the only answer.
Well, I don't know, Aaron. You finished Witchblade.
Yeah, look what happened there. I almost did Quisp, but then I thought, no, I'll go E.T.
Is Quisp an alien though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, this is what I wish would have happened in the movie.
Exactly, right? Predator
Yeah.
versus E.T. have been
Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm okay. I'm starting to.
See the
I might be backtracking here. I think you're onto something.
yeah, I think you know. It's like that, like Godzilla versus Bambi, right? You've seen that.
Right.
So you can have Predator versus E.T. It lasts about, you just have E.T. running through the woods scared and he just gets blasted.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I would too.
You guys are mean.
Hey, I just call it as I see it, Dan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor ET.
See, but when I do that, you mock me.
Well, well, Gary, clearly you know there's a double standard on this.
It is your show.
I shouldn't have to explain that. The only thing I liked about E.T. is it was like super wrinkly. It was the only thing I thought was
You like that?
Yeah. It made him look kind of gross, which is okay. But
Oh, okay. Henry Bemis is surprised you didn't draw Predator ripping E.T.'s spine out.
well, like I said, I was going to do that. Have him holding the head with the spine hanging out, but I thought,
Spine attached.
well, I did, back in the Mike Miller days when I did his show, his draw stream, I did some character, I can't even remember who it was. We were doing video games, and I had her with a smoking gun, and Mario was was dead behind her with this big gaping wound, and people were just furious at me for killing Mario.
The beloved game character.
I know. And so I was just like, I hate Mario. So I killed him. And I hate E.T. Now, I didn't kill him, but he doesn't have long to live.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's not going to get home.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've always been bitter that Spielberg didn't make that scary alien movie. Oh, that would have been good.
That would have, yeah.
What's that about? What scary alien movie?
No, E.T. was originally called Night Sky.
I see what you. I
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
there was another scary alien movie.
But he backed out and wanted to make it sentimental, and I don't remember exactly if that was what Baker had trouble with, or if it was just the redesign of the character and they couldn't agree on something, and then that was it. Do you guys watch, or are you subscribed to, or whatever the proper terminology is, to Rick Baker's Instagram?
No.
Oh my gosh, he's constantly, well, he's like retired, right? And but he's constantly making stuff like masks and sculptures and statues, and it's awesome. He just like shows process and stuff. Like he's doing like monster masks, universal monster masks all the time, and redoing the makeup and stuff, and it's just really cool. So give him a follow on Instagram.
We're going to watch stuff like that. It's bittersweet because I want to own something.
Yes.
And I know I can never. So it's like subscribing to like exotic supercar channel, and you see these McLarens and Lamborghinis, and it's like, oh, that's cool, but I'll never have one.
I know that is kind of frustrating when you watch car shows, because I like the old cars, and they're like so expensive now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get like a 65 Mustang, ugh.
Yeah, forget about it.
Or a Camaro from like, 68 or something. Ugh.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's kind of frustrating, but it's the same thing, I guess, with these original art stories where we saw stuff and didn't buy it. But
True.
It's like when we were in high school, those cars were very accessible,
Right. I had a basketball friend who had a Camaro, and boy, he would tear around in that thing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I always think of what if that was still in good condition, how much it would be worth.
All you have to do is watch Pawn Stars every once in a while, because they always every once in a while have like a refurbished classic
Oh,
car.
yeah.
It's like, well, it's only worth $100,000. Like what?
David is asking how much time is left.
David is.
Yeah.
We're 2 minutes. We're over. I got to do Star Trek here pretty quick. So
Is that a 2-minute warning?
what was that? Is that like one of your? Oh, here we go. Spambot. How about that for 20? Thank you, Spambot. Appreciate that. Happy to see the show back on track. What are you trying to say? Had fun failing at drawing an alien queen in 2 hours. Thank you. Hey, our pleasure.
Yeah. What do you mean by the show back on track?
Maybe that we're actually finishing drawings or something. And,
I don't know.
I'm gonna add little bits of debris flying through the air, so we kind of get the idea that the predator just leapt through the jungle.
Yeah, that's true. He was on the ground and now he's in the air.
That's right.
That's like masterclass storytelling right there.
That's right. It's next level stuff. That's what you get here on Graybeard Studio. Well, if I had time, I'd draw the jungle in, but and the question is, what the heck is E.T. doing in the jungle? He shouldn't be there anyway.
No, that's right. What's he doing in the jungle?
This is what you get, man. It's not
This
the
is,
forests of Earth anymore.
This is a predator like leaping off of some urban lawn, some front yard.
All right. I think I'm getting a bum rap. I think this is like next level genius. In fact, I'm so proud of this, I'm going to sign it.
You know, I take it back. I think you will sell that for what it's worth, and whoever buys it will be very happy.
Yeah, Chris. Now, Chris, the evil one, is a purist, right? It's like me making a joke out of a horror picture is like he can't tolerate that.
But just as the concept, you know, mess with my head. But when I see how you executed the work, it makes sense.
There you go. Chris Warner would be on board with this, I think. I have to say, Gary, your special effects have improved. We can actually hear what they are now. They don't just sound like...
Well, trial and error. I don't know what can be heard and what can't.
I'll get it in just a second. I'm doing his little netting here, whatever we call that. Okay.
His Hot Topic shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Best name I can think of for $4.99. Just curious, is Dan using a softer lead for that blending effect? Looks great. It does.
Yeah, Dan, how
it's
you
HP pencil.
doing
The whole thing's HP pencil.
HB?
Yeah. But
And
I am using a blending stick.
Okay, I was going to say, what is that? You're smudging it. That's called a blending stick.
Yeah.
Or a
something
cigar.
Like, what do you call those? I think that's what we call them. Stump stick, something like that.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Let's see what everybody's done. We'll start with me because I've created the controversy, so I'll face the music. All right, so
That's very Chris Warner. It's just that's I really like it.
so you got Predator, and look at
I love it.
ET's going to take it in the skull in about half a second. And then try and run away.
That is
Poor
awesome. I haven't even seen. I'm busy
really
drawing.
Yeah.
I'm busy drawing. I didn't even see it. This is great.
I should have
love it.
This moment,
Phone home, phone
at
home.
this moment, this very moment, he's regretting a lifetime of non-exercise.
Yes, absolutely. Is that big old fat alien belly hanging out? He's about to bite it.
Like a deflected nutsack.
Look at that.
He's gonna drive it home.
I guarantee you, David Williams is going to call me after the show and offer to buy this.
Yeah.
All right, guys, there it is. That
It's really actually an excellent piece of art. I mean, really, it's
It is.
really well. Pet Predator's really well drawn.
Thank you. This is what we call first place. So enjoy that, folks. Let's take a look and see what our good friend David Williams has got done so far.
Well, Aaron, you have to admit, David's was much more ambitious.
Well, but was it as? Oh, wait a minute. Was it? Oh, I see. Okay. I'd love to see it finished, David. I think you got something.
He's the only one to draw both characters.
Well, if you can consider it half done, or a third of the way done, finished. But I think he's on to something there. We'd love to see it done. Can we see it
Yes,
next
I
week?
would love to see that finished.
Can we put some pressure on you?
Yeah. With all my other ones, I got to finish too, right?
Yeah, I know. Skullnasher says Lopez is solid third place. No, Matthew's going on, but he said third place. Sorry, David. So there you go.
That's like David. That laugh is like when you were a kid making fun of your brother for getting in trouble.
Okay. Now we got people criticizing the. I don't think a predator would hunt ET. It's not a worthy prey.
There you go.
Well, maybe he's hungry. He's just going to eat something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
like-
sorry, evil.
It's like killing a chicken or something, right? To barbecue it up. Okay, so there we got David Williams working on his still, but really nice composition. Looks like it could be something really tremendous when he gets it wrapped up, if he does. Let's take a look at Dan Law. Ooh, that's nice.
Holy smoke!
I will say
I do
this,
have the
though.
alien in here. See, there's the
Yeah.
There it is. I see him.
I will say this, though. Dan is disqualified because he didn't ink it. So, but
Well, he was kind of inking it with his pencil.
Mickey says, oh, wait a minute, that's Katie did. Sorry. Mickey says, first place is Gary's blanket.
Pretty good thing, yeah.
Wow.
Ellie,
I had no idea.
You win some, you lose some.
Ellie New Dungeoneer says Dan won this one. And I can't say it's not a competition because it actually is this week.
Did you get Evil One's last super chat? It's respectable.
Okay. Let me see here.
Hold on a second.
There it is. Got it. Didn't want a Predator and ET team up. I'll buy it and do everyone a favor and cut out that ugly Gollum-looking ET. Let's be real. Dan or David win this. Wow. I don't know. Okay. You know what? I'll take some abuse, but I think you crossed the line there. I crossed the line there, Evil One. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for the $5, though. Dan gets the gold medal, David gets the silver, and Aaron gets bus fare home. Says the question treasury. Ouch. Let's see here. No, Matthew's got it right. Aaron first, Dan second, David third. I think that's good. Shelly just walked in. Shelly, what do you think of this Predator versus Alien drawing I did?
Oh my God, that's ET. Oh my God, funniest thing.
See? Funny.
Oh my God.
Daniel Russell says, Dan smoked Aaron like a cheap cigar. Wow, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable now.
Oh.
Yeah, not like an expensive cigar.
That's right, not a cheap cigar.
He didn't take. That means he didn't take his time.
Evil One, just keeping it real, says, I call him like I see him, Aaron. Yeah, well, when you're digging that cannonball out of your gut, think about that.
Hi, sweetie.
Someone pitch an ET versus Predator comic book now.
No.
See, I knew you guys loved it. I knew you loved it.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
There we go.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Shelly just got some like numbing shots in her spine. I think
I
she's
had
still loopy from yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
So
she's doing really well then.
And that's why you like your
I don't remember. I remember staggering. And I remember them saying, you feel like you can walk? And I go, yeah. And I took a step and staggered. And I was like, maybe not. And then
Were you dreaming that you lost your car?
that I lost my car.
Yeah, Gary had a dream last night that he lost his car, and then it turned out to be true because he did lose his car.
Oh,
The
no.
next day, I lost my car.
He found it though eventually.
Oh, no, they. I just had steroid injections in my L5S1, I guess.
Look at Eric
So,
the Guapo.
bookers.
Eric the Guapo for $5 says, I'm disappointed that no one drew Biden chasing a migrant worker. No imagination with this crowd.
Oh my gosh. But would they be able to tell the? Well, I guess tell the
Watch it.
difference.
Watch it.
Zombies versus something. Okay.
Spaceman said, did Shelly get lumbar injections? That's kind of what you got, isn't
I
it?
did.
Yes.
I was supposed to be steroid epidural. And I remember feeling kind of Dan won.
Look at David leaves the show so he can get in the chat and say Dan won. I'm telling you, I'm never inviting Dan back to the show. I can't get rid of David. He's part of the show, but Dan, I'm not going to invite back. No, I'm kidding, Dan. That's fantastic. Tremendous piece.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, guys, for the.
Definitely tied for third, at least, Dan. So. No, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you for being here and making this show a success. We couldn't do it without you. We appreciate your participation. It's all good fun, and we really enjoy the fact that you guys are willing to engage with us and show up regularly to watch this fiasco. So thank you very much.
It's a great crowd. Good job, you guys.
Look at
Thank you guys.
Hey, Dankster.
I'll
I'm
be
doing all right.
jumping on the Landing Party stream with Graham Nolan, Star Wars Girl, and Ron Garney here in about 20 minutes. So you want to check that out. And thank you again for joining us. Hit the like and subscribe on your way out. And remember to join us next week right here on Graybeard Studios. Good night, everybody, and thank you.